Well, hi everybody. How are we doing? Doing pretty good, I hope. Hello. Welcome. Almost lunch where you're at. Teapot, where are you at? Are you Australian? I feel like even for the... Japan, okay, all right. I was like time zone close. I was gonna say, it's a little early to be lunch for the European folks. They gotta be just like getting up. If they're like wildly early people. Well, no one's perfect, Teapot. I'm glad you're here. But welcome everyone, and thanks for the hype train already. Goodness. Thank you for the 9 months, Chroma Capybara. And 11 months for Lord Tyriden. Woo, a stream, but sad about Dino being sick. Yeah, it seems like whatever bot is supposed to post when we're live in Discord seems to be having a time. And that's okay. I figured I've already got Discord open, I can do y'all a solid. It's pretty easy for me to also just paste a link in a Discord. I can do that much, right? It's like, I mean, I don't have to like expend the energy tweeting this link out anymore. Might as well put that time somewhere else, where it'll do more good. But welcome. Thanks for the 11 months, Efrith. Been a while, but you finally caught a stream. Well, I'm glad you're here. Good job catching the stream. I'm kind of a rare drop these days. On the streaming side, anyway. And thank you for the 11 months, Just Jocelyn. Still got some catching up to do over here. Uh, thank you for the 11 months, probable future, and also Sentai. Lunch can be at any time. You just have to try harder. Fair point. Touche. AZK, you've been running Mario 64 lately, so this music threw you for a loop. Sorry for, like, kicking your muscle memory in. This is the second stream you've caught that I didn't know that I did. Is it just on Wednesdays? Wednesday night is kind of when I've been streaming most often these days, which is not the most convenient for a lot of my viewership, time or day-wise, but it's what I got. It's an evening where I can usually make a couple hours. I used to also try to do like Sunday afternoons now and then, because more people could make it to that one, but that time slot's a little busy lately, recording a whole lot of Final Fantasy XIV story mode stuff. And I'm just a little busier these days anyway, so it's harder finding time. That's why I try to make the Wednesday evening work now and then, at the very least, right? Thank you for the Pichu, Lord Trident. Out of curiosity, what's my favorite game I've been playing recently? Good question. Let me think. Because, like, at any given time, I'm playing a few things on Playframe. So right now, it's Final Fantasy 16, and then also other things for Saturday and Sunday slot that aren't out yet, so I can't be doing spoilers, but some of those are definitely some of the most fun I'm having recording Playframe stuff right now. You'll find out this weekend. On my own time, which there's not a lot of, but honestly, Holocure is a very good, like, hey, I got 30 minutes and I really don't have brain power to actually invest in, like, a game that's going to make me concentrate. It's very good for that. I'm also still very, very slowly chipping away at Tears of the Kingdom in my own time. Very slowly. But boy, what a nice, cozy, relaxing, near endless game to just settle into when you got a little time. It's so nice. Oh yeah, Armored Core 6 comes out in 2 days, doesn't it? Gracious. It never stops. I'm not done, like, thinking about how much I still need to dip into Baldur's Gate 3 yet. Starfield around the corner too, that's true. Boy. Hey, thanks for the 7 months though, Black Gesso. Thank you, Dan. This is just what I needed after being bedbound with the Rona all day. Oh, sorry about that. Tough break. I hope you feel better soon. Have I been marbling any? Not since the last stream, which was a grand time. But that is also it's a pretty good chill time, except I'm now up to like the real hard levels where it's kind of chill, but you got to focus and you're going to lose a lot of times. Still great though. Hey, thanks for the gifted sub, Probable Futures. Kind of you. There's going to be a lot of games to cover the animation of in 2023, that's for sure. That is true. Weirdly, like, part of it is that I've still just got a lot of the ones that are already out that I still need to examine. My list of games for that video is not super long yet. Or, like, there's a lot of games that I want to mention in passing, but maybe only like 4 or 5 so far that I really want to fully feature. So far. I think that list is going to grow considerably once I start putting in more time actually examining the ones that have been coming out that I've not, like, gotten a close look at yet. It'll happen. It's inevitable. It'll be a long list. I'm a little nervous to ask this, but have there been any updates on you and Dan Jones playing through Elden Ring? I miss watching the two of you being amazing in Souls-likes. Elden Ring co-op playthrough will probably not be for a while, mostly because I want the DLC for it to be out. Because once DLC comes out, then I need to shift back to playing. I want to shift back to playing it on the channel just for the side quest run, and because Dan Jones and I are wanting to like goof around with a modded version of Elden Ring when we do co-op. I like the seamless co-op mod, if nothing else, and probably also like an item randomizer or something. I definitely don't want to have to figure out like turning those mods on and off to record different things. That just seems like a great way for things to break. So someday, Dan and I will definitely do co-op Elden Ring. And we will do co-op Souls-likes again sooner than that. Like, Demon's Souls Remake is something we'll probably get to pretty soon.
Nah.
I'm surprised we haven't heard more details about the Elden Ring DLC, but then I guess Armored Core is coming out in 2 days. They're trying to carve out some marketing space for it, right? We'll probably hear about more Elden Ring a little while after. The animation in Baldur's Gate 3 is pretty utilitarian. Yeah, no, like, the impressive thing about Baldur's Gate animation is not the quality and polish per se, it is the quantity. It's just very, very, very large scope. And lots of conversation, dialogue moments that have clearly had some custom motion capture. I need to look at that one more closely, too. So sometimes just doing massive scope is darn impressive on its own. See Pokemon. Any advice for someone who kind of hates what Final Fantasy 16 represents as an abandonment of what Final Fantasy should be as a fun turn-based RPG? I don't feel good. It doesn't feel good to dislike something so much, but it feels like they carved the heart out of my favorite franchise. So, like, I'll give you a few different answers. One, it's totally okay to not like any given Final Fantasy because, like, you mentioned it being a fundamentally turn-based RPG. I don't think that's actually true. Final Fantasy has been a wild number of different things over its long history, and a pretty wide range of experiences. Like on the spectrum between turn-based and action, like Final Fantasy games fall all over the map on that, and they've been getting progressively more action. But like that 16 didn't. That's not a new thing with 16. Like the action side of things has been something they've been exploring more and more with 7 Remake and 15 and less so 13, but only a little less so. Like they've been exploring it a lot, but it's okay for it to not, like any one of them to not be your jam. Like just the fact that they do explore a lot of things inherently means some of them are going to be more for you than others. Like I think there's a lot of parts about 16 that I like, and some elements of it that are extremely my jam, and then some other elements that are extremely not. And so I'm actually quite conflicted on 16 myself. But I think it's usually best to go into any Final Fantasy game coming at it on its own terms. If you go into any given Final Fantasy expecting or demanding it to be like a particular Final Fantasy you really like, you're going to be really disappointed a lot of the time. But it's all right for one to just not be your jam. The 13 trilogy is super not my jam in almost every way. 15's not especially my jam either, although there's lots to like, and I appreciate a lot about it. Oh goodness, I almost missed it. Cheeky, thank you for the 3 months. What does this button do? The purple side confuses me. I understand. I should probably start playing the game, right? This isn't just a just chatting stream yet. Or at least if it is, that's supposed to be a reveal later on. Here, we'll shift it on over. So, here we are again. Weird, this is easily the game I've streamed the most other than Final Fantasy V, I think at this point. But it's a really fun stream game. So, I have been playing a bit since the new update came out, but I have not done much. I have only tried like one of the new characters even, so there's lots to do here. Part of that's just because I've been trying to kind of like rank up all the characters sort of in order as I go, just learning how to play them all, and I'm not very far in that yet. But, well, we should try one of the newer ones, right? Someone on this bottom row. IO15 or EO15, however you say her name, is the only one I've actually tried around with. None of the rest have I attempted. And none of them do I know. Kobo I'm at least aware of, because Kobo's handily the most popular of the Hololive Indonesian crew. EO15, that's how you say it. Okay, this is also why it's good for me to stream this game every now and then, because the actual Hololive fans can educate me. Hey, thank you for the 6 months, Dark Dreamer. And welcome. Okay. I'm seeing some chat of Squirrel Girl over here. Risu. Should we try a round with Risu? The character select screen is overwhelming. It wasn't always. When this game first came out, there were 10 characters. Just this top row up here was all there were. And only the first 5 were unlocked. You unlocked the other 5. But this game just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I really should introduce what this game is. I shouldn't just assume everyone knows what this is. Why would they? This is Holocure. It is a free game that is on Steam now. You can go just download yourself if you want to try it. Which is, reductively explained, Vampire Survivors, except it's a Hololive VTuber fan game by the animation lead of the River City Girls games, who is clearly just a very big Hololive fan. Hololive is a brand for VTubers. I can only zoom out so far on the explanations. I barely know what Hololive is myself, to be frank. And you don't need to know what Hololive is to enjoy this very good Vampire Survivors like, which I think is better than Vampire Survivors, in my opinion. Especially the more it's been updated, I think it's pretty great. Don't worry about who they are too much. They all play quite differently. And we're going to try out a round with Risu. So, she's got high speed. Good to know. She attacks with nuts, and her special is the big nuts. After powerful singing that stuns targets for 3 seconds, she summons big nuts that slam down, dealing 400% damage to all targets around. That's all you need to know. What stage to do? So, there's 7 stages now, I believe. The one the game shipped with, and now stage 2, 3, and 4, and hard modes of 1, 2, and 3. I've yet to beat stage 3 hard, and I'm definitely not going to do it with a character I've never played before. So let's warm ourselves up. Let's do... Here, there's clearly some people in chat who have no idea what this game is. Let's just start with the easiest level, right? Introduce it. Here we go. So yeah, this is a game that's been out and getting updated for about a year now. And it has like grown 10 times in size over the last several updates. The most recent update added a bunch of new characters and also brought it to Steam, and it is free. So if any part of it looks kind of cool, then get on in here. Carrie B, whoa. Welcome. That's a name I've not heard in a long time. Welcome to chat. How are you doing? It's like Vampire Survivors, except it's VTubers, and that's really all you have to know. This is an item I haven't seen before, which means I should probably get it. DLC, gain 1 holocoin every 3 seconds. After getting holocoins 5 times, create another resuit, max of 3, for 15 seconds, dealing 30% of your weapon damage. What? That's very unique. I love it. Gimme. And yep, nope, there's a duplicate of me. Wild. Okay. What should we start building toward here? Do I sound sick again? I think my voice is just a little tired. I'm a little tired in general. This will probably be a shorter stream. But I felt like I did want to stream something, and I also want to do another little sort of recording tech test to see how well the footage recording simultaneous with streaming works out. The last test went very abysmally. I think it'll go better this time. That's also why I'm choosing this game, because this game is definitely going to push the bit rate of the recording and streaming to its limits. So might as well put it through its paces, right? Let's see. I'll grab... Yeah, just knock back water, sure. And yep, I definitely got a little duplicate now. I have a ghost. That's very unique. D's, very good skill name. Inflicts internal damage. Risu's main weapon has a 10% chance to inflict damage equal to 25% of a non-boss's target's HP. Interesting, okay. I'm actually going to upgrade the main weapon first. We'll get that later. And I'm also going to just eliminate membership from the list because I don't want it this time. No thanks. That's out. We're taking this. Yep, now I got lots of ghosts. I got lots of ghosts now. Does this have a limit? Okay, max of 3. I was about to say. Non-stop nuts. When defeating a target, there's a 15% chance the target explodes into nuts that scatter, dealing 60% of main weapon damage each. Yikes, that's awesome. Yeah, this character seems very good. Yep, this character seems very interesting. This is the biggest reason that I like this game more than Vampire Survivors. The differences between different characters and how they each play is pretty darn significant. It's great. Let's add one more nut to the list. Why not? Can't have too many. Let's see now. I'll go ahead and take that one. I love how much of the screen I'm already filling with nonsense. Just with my main weapon. I'll take that too. Combined with like how frequently I'm hitting enemies with just my main weapon. This is going to be a good amount of lifesteal. Ooh, a stamp. All right. Stamps, for those of you who are new to this, they are little weapon modifiers that you can kind of attach. Up to 3 of them, and you can also like upgrade them and stuff like that. This one has a chance to slow targets and deal weapon damage over time. For lack of anything else right now, sure. I too still need to beat stage 3 hard. Maybe we'll try that next. Maybe we'll try a character I'm better with and see if we can actually have any luck with the new hardest stage they've added, which I've not beaten yet. All right, see you late. Thanks for the 11 months. And Star Commander Vaughn, thank you for subscribing. Welcome, everyone. It's quite a lot of you for a late Wednesday night playing a free fan game. Thrilled to have you here. Explain Hololive to me. I barely know anything. I mean, what I know, I've learned from this video game. Limiter is good. Might keep boosting it, maybe. Let's see. Sure. There's already so much stuff on screen. I love it. Here's another new item. Gain 1% experience per 2 seconds. When HP is full, the XP rate slowly increases to 2% and is reset to 1% when taking damage. I wonder how this compares really to the other experience item, the glasses. The glasses give you from like 10 to 50% more experience as you upgrade it, and also slowly like increase your attack power a little bit. Can't really decide which I like better. We'll go with this one for now. And get ourselves another item. Sure. Let's get our main weapon maxed out. We're getting close. Hey, this is a good time to have this one. Increases damage by 5% for each empty weapon slot, which is most of them right now, so... Okay. Keep that going. Yeah, this character's a little bonkers already. I like it. And why not? Let's just keep earning a whole lot of additional coins. VTubers and Hollow Idols always felt a bit too pro wrestling to me. Can anyone vibe check that, or is that just crazy? No, there's definitely a lot of overlap. And I feel like I've talked about this in multiple past streams while playing Holocure. There's definitely overlap on wrestling and VTubing, just in the kayfabe thing alone. And I love that, frankly. I think it's great. It's not going to be for everybody, and that's okay, but I think it's cool. These little crates are kind of a new thing, too. I've not entirely figured out. I guess just lots of stages are kind of full of them now. That's nice. Ah. Drop coins. Nuts Awakened. Increases attack size by 30%. Nuts bounce once when hitting the edge of the screen. There's already a lot of them on screen, but okay. Keep them coming. Oh, yep. That's already ridiculous. This character's great. I'm gonna swap this out. Sure. I should start figuring out an actual collab to build toward here. So what's going to combine with the water? We got the book and the glow stick. Those the only two? I guess it is the only two. Huh, surprising. Oh, okay. If we see a glow stick or a book. Maybe we should get a defensive item, huh? I guess we got one that heals us a bit, but... we're on stage 1. We're fine. This really is shotgun the character. That's a good way of putting it. You don't really have to be able to aim if you can fill the entire screen with nonsense. Aiming is for suckers. Okay, okay. You know, I haven't gone for a collab that it includes the Ian's Curse in a while. Why not? Just for the variety. What else goes with that one? Cooking or the ball. Okay. Okay. What do we got here? Ooh, 3. All upgrades. Love it. Oh, is the curse and ball combo a new one? All right, cool. Let's go for that one this time. That'll be fun. And why not? Let's accelerate it. Actually, let's keep boosting the code up. Accelerate the pace of leveling a little bit. This... Nah, let's just strengthen this some more. Nothing is even getting close to us. Sure. This character seems a little OP in a good way. I like it. Okay. We do need a glow stick, don't we? Yeah, if we're going with the water. I'll take it. Thank you. Keep it coming. Burr. All right, people who have high familiarity with the Hololive scene, which I know at least a couple of you in here have to be. Is there any interesting trivia of note on Risu here, who, beyond the squirrel thing, I know nothing about? Okay. Let's keep this one going. And going. We still haven't even seen... You know, we should go ahead and just use Holo because it's the only way it's going to even seem partway fair. And no, that's already maxed out. This one next. But hang on, I'm getting educated in chat now. 1 minute. 1 minute. Risu is based upon coins because she made a comment about how she visited Muna, another one of the like Indonesian branch members, and wanted to steal her piggy bank and count all the coins in it. That's another thing you should know if this is your first time experiencing this game. This game, like, everything in it is basically some reference or meme from these streamers' community. So it's okay if none of it makes sense. Again, you don't have to know what any of this stuff is referencing to enjoy this as just a very, very good Vampire Survivor style game. And it is very good at being that. Sure, keep it coming. This is going to be a very good technical test for that stream/record thing. Oh, she's very good at singing. Okay, oh, that makes sense. That explains why her special references her singing. Speaking of which, we haven't even seen that yet. We should try it. Here it goes. Well, hang on. Now here it goes. A big stun, and then, yep. Large nuts falling from the sky. Exactly as advertised. I got what I paid for. You find the loop of shooting and changing up your character fun? Something about that pacing feels a bit incongruent to me, but I might not be the target audience. It is kind of like a nice frequent break. It does happen quite frequently, but like if you are used to games like Vampire Survivors, then it feels pretty fun to do. Like it is fun making a strategic choice somewhat frequently, even though I do agree it does mean that like you're just constantly like having kind of your dodging and motion rhythm getting interrupted, at least if you're doing well enough. If you're going for a long stretch without getting any kind of upgrade, that might mean your run's in a bit of trouble. Let's see. Max that out. And there is our first collab. Snowflower Sake. Beautiful. Let the screen spam. I was going to say begin, but that's not true. Continue. Now this one, because we've almost got another collab going now. Can I grab this one? On hit, if the player does not get attacked by the target for 4 seconds, the target may become frozen and take. I don't really want that one. I do need to replace Solo Stamp because it's not doing much anymore, but I'll strengthen this one for now. The details on the grass are completely gone on stream now. Yeah, I kind of figured by this point that's probably when the bitrate for the stream would start straining a bit. Oh yeah, I should pick up the other sake item, shouldn't I? As soon as it is offered. Because they have a new kind of like ultra collab thing now, which is a new addition to the game, which I quite like. Bombs, sure. There it is. Let's take it. So they've added a thing to the game. Like, I've already done this collab thing once where I maxed out 2 different weapon items and then combined them into kind of like one super weapon. So that's existed in the game for a long time. Super collabs are a new thing they've added where if you've managed to create a collab and if you have the right item equipped in kind of one of the gear slots, you can combine 2 of those to get like a super collab. And there's only 4 of those in the game right now, but it's a great idea. I love it. I do need to max out the sake to get to that, but let's do this one first. There we go. And new collab. Curse ball. Play ball. The more you play, the longer it stays. So now we have a ball bouncing around that the more we kick it, the faster it moves and the longer it stays on screen. And the bitrate is well and truly devastated by this point, I'm going to just assume. Enjoy your 360p viewing experience while you can. We can go further. Double-digit bitrate, let's go. What do I want to combine with the bombs now that I picked those up? I should check, actually. And now I can. Plug type pasta cocoa works as one. The cutting board works as another. The potato works as another. Any particular favorites? Potato? I see someone say potato. And we do happen to just so happen to have what's going on with this sentence? We do just so happen to have a potato here with us. Come up on stage, potato. It feels so unfair. All this nonsense I'm throwing on screen right now. In a good way. It is difficult to see the potato amidst all of the similarly colored just nuts that I'm spamming around the screen. But that's okay, I'm barely aiming any of this stuff. So long as they're all out there, bouncing around the field and wreaking havoc, I'm happy. The first target this weapon hits is marked. The marked target will receive 20% of the damage inflicted on any other targets. This seems like maybe... Well, maybe this is actually extraordinarily good for this weapon. At any rate, it's going to be better than this is anymore. So let's swap them. And max this one out. Yeah, this character's fun. I like her. Sure. And keep it going. Ooh, hammer. Gimme. That's how we're going to combine our sake items later. This item description says don't do it, but we are now definitely going to do it. Because we're barely being touched by anything. And I'm starting to feel bad for our opponents. That's a mini-boss done. That went fast. I appreciate some of you in chat trying to explain what's going on. Because I'm not explaining everything, and there is a lot to absorb. I apologize to first-timers who are here. Because I've done several of these streams now. And that's leading me to mistakenly assume that enough people watching have any idea what's going on. That's not a good assumption for me to make. The short answer is Vampire Survivors is going on. And that tells you like 70% of what you need to know. All right. This will be our first super collab. Snowflower sake plus sake equals Snow Queen. Freeze everything around, dealing constant damage. Also increase crit chance by 20% just for fun. Yep. We're just putting out cold effects constantly now. They could have made this effect way visually busier, and I appreciate that they didn't. Potato. Yeah, weirdly, doing the super collab might actually be improving the bitrate slightly because it's taking the snow sake effect off the screen and replacing it with this slightly less wacky one. That makes sense. Is this what VTube viewers see when they visit Twitch? Is this what VTubers are seeing all the time? I'm feeling pretty good about our odds for beating this stage, everyone. Wow. Stamps getting dropped everywhere. Adds one additional shot to ranged multi-shot weapons. I mean, why not at this point? Keep them coming. Hey, thanks for the 11 months in a row. Mail Malay. We gotta be so close. We gotta be like within a week or two of the 1 year mark now. I don't know the exact day. I probably should. But we gotta be close now. I'm liking my build right now. I'll just sell the rest of these. Yep, that's worth selling. Hey, thanks for the 3 months, Ryan Rue. This must be what my parents feel like when they ask me about games I'm playing. Yeah, I imagine so many video games must look like this if you don't have the sort of just visual literacy of them built up. I already did level my stickers. My stickers are maxed out. And now we have yet another collab. I am Die, thank you forever. Throw a bomb that attaches to a target. When the target's defeated, the bomb explodes. Beautiful. I think the middle one only goes to a maximum of level 2. Or that middle stamp. We'll see. If we see another stamp, we'll check. But I'm pretty sure that one maxes out at 2. Let's see. Sure. It will probably change somewhat by the time we're almost at the end of the stage, getting closer to that 20-minute mark. But right now, it is really something that we are at full, like, holo damage modifier, or like a difficulty modifier, and barely feeling the difference. Hey! We've been raided. Will, hello. Will's friends, hello. Welcome. You've come at a strange time. I mean, not that strange. We've played this a few times, but... And you're also Will's audience, so you've definitely been watching something strange where you came from as well. But welcome, and say goodbye to your bit rates. What's the last one we should go for? But welcome, everyone. I'm Dan. And I'm just kind of doing a stream playing Holocure, which is basically Vampire Survivors if it starred the cast of Hololive. a bunch of VTubers. And actually, secretly, this is a better Vampire Survivors than Vampire Survivors. And it's free. A Rain World Artificer run. Woo! Cool. What could we still get? Oh, gracious. Well, first of all, thank you for the 2 months, Pointy Knives. Having a 30-minute build at minute 12. That's streamer luck for you. Yeah, no, we're in pretty good shape. Also, this character's very OP. In a good way. Thank you for the 5 months. Tears for Beers. Good name, by the way. And thank you for the 3 months. Caffeine, 1138. You did find a button. Have we already used Book or Axe? I don't think we've used... Or did we use Book? We might have used Book. I don't think we've used Book. Let's grab Lava. Lava could go with just about anything at this point. And yeah, minute 12, we've got a pretty darn good build going already. Goodness, where'd even put levels at this point? I guess we can just keep the lava building towards something. Sure. I can't imagine the bitrate is looking super great for y'all at this point. And my apologies for that. But if it does help, this run's going very well. I'm going to go ahead and take the axe as well. We'll combine that with the lava later. Bitrate is very crunchy. Yeah. Hey, that's a good item. I'll take that. You've been at about 144p for about 30 minutes. We can go lower. I believe in us. Okay, here's an item. Yeah, these are all maxed out now. Yeah, this middle one here maxes out at 2. Because apparently a third additional shot would just be silly. Not like what we're doing now. Yeah, good thing we're limited to 3 projectiles or less, right? All the graphical fidelity of a postage stamp with this bitrate. Yep. I don't know why I delight so much in streaming this game that defies compression for streaming, but darn, it's a good time. Nightly Milk, Psycho Axe, and Body Pillows. What are these items? Welcome to Holocure, where most of the items, I mean, the characters are all, as I said earlier, they are all VTubers, like real VTubers who you could go watch on Twitch or YouTube. Maybe even right now, for all I know. There's a lot of them. Odds are one of them's probably alive at the moment. And most all the items are references to their like communities or memes inside their community or just inside their kind of like fan base. You don't have to actually know what any of it's referring to enjoy the game. I certainly don't. Everything I know, I've learned from people in chat who've explained it to me. And yet I'm still having a great time. Let's see now. We could still get another gear item. Though darned if I know what. Don't really need any of these defensive ones right now. 6 of them are live at the moment. Goodness. Your cup runneth over with options. I mean, you're more than welcome to stay here and keep watching little low bitrate pixel versions of them obliterate everything on screen. But if you want to see any of them actually live, you've got a lot of opportunity at the moment, it sounds like. Oh yeah, also all of the enemies I'm like obliterating here are little incarnations of sort of like the mascots that represent the fan base for each of these streamers. Which raises a really phenomenal question that I haven't really thought about before, weirdly. If Playframe fans, or Playfriends, whatever name you want to go with, were represented as an enemy in this game, what would they be or look like? I feel like that's something y'all get to decide. I don't know if that one's up to me. Geese makes a lot of sense. Yeah, geese makes sense. Cats also make sense. Maybe we can get some weird little, like, cat-goose hybrid. Sounds a little creepy, but potentially cute in the right hands. I don't know if I want this. Just in case. Why not? Fill this lot. And sure. The more important question, if me and Carrie were to join the VTuber craze, what would our avatars be? I feel like at this point, given we've already got established, like, it's already too late for us. Like, so many VTubers, like, get signed on to these sort of, like, VTuber labels and brands via, like, audition, right? Carrie and I are already, like, somewhat recognizable as voices, and I've been on the internet too long to where, like, I'm somewhat established. I couldn't fake being somebody else very convincingly, I don't think. So I feel like I would just have to be, basically, just a VTuber incarnation of my, like, Playframe character art, thumbnail art that Dan's made. Not that I wouldn't have a blast trying to play some other character. Because that sounds like a great time. I'm jealous of VTubers on that front. But, I'm good. That's true. I guess I could bring that helium chipmunk voice back. Maybe I could work something out with, like, Grace Bruxner and just licensed frog detective. I'll just play a live frog detective. And there's our final collab. Me Comet, real business partners. Frankly, that bitrate was having it a little too easy. No more. One more item. CEO tiers, why not? Throw it on the pile. Y'all are lucky I'm not playing as Tacos Bales right now. Because Bales' special is fire every weapon with 0 delay and recast time. So basically just firing every weapon, every frame. It's glorious. Goodness. Pichu and King and plenty of others all getting a word in. I love it. Let's max everything out. There it is. Okay. I'm super curious to see how the recording of this works out later. Because I'm simultaneously streaming this in OBS and using Streamlabs OBS, which is like a different, their own like custom variant of it. That's the tool I actually use for recording footage locally, because they've got like sort of a record only, not stream mode you can put it in. That's like a little bit less, it's like a little bit more lightweight, which I like. And it used to work, and I was having some tech issues with it in recent months. I think I've got it working again, and I'm mostly just putting it through a little stress test here right now. Curious to see how well the recording goes. I know my computer can handle doing most of those things. At least I'm pretty sure. We'll find out. The enemies are actually withstanding hits at this point. As well they should. We're on, like, Holo level 5. They are pretty chunky. It's a little ridiculous we've not been feeling any pressure from them whatsoever up until this point. Meanwhile, all of your favorite streamers used 936p because their computers melt streaming 1080. To be fair, like, one, I've got a beefy machine over here, so, like, that's part of the factor. But also, I'm not playing, like, a lot of streamers will be, like, running the game on the same machine they're streaming from. And our setup here, which is built more for recording than for live streaming, I've got whatever game I'm playing running on a different machine than anything I'm recording onto, so that gives me a little bit of an advantage. It's a weird setup that has its own downsides, but like, so often I'm recording things off of a console anyway, just feeding an HDMI signal through an Elgato capture card to a computer, so running a gaming PC signal to HDMI to that same capture card is honestly just the easiest way to record that as stuff as well. Downsides being, when I'm wanting to like stream with someone but also share my screen, like that's something that's way easier for folks to do over Discord with screen sharing with friends if you are streaming on the same machine that you're recording audio to, that your like audio voice is being recorded to. I have to set up I have to add some extra steps to the process if I'm recording remotely with anybody who needs to be able to see what's going on my screen. Using something like Parsec or Discord, but like Discord signed into a different account on the machine that the game's playing on than the one that I'm talking to them in. It's a little fiddly in that specific case. It's basically like anytime I'm recording, the times I've recorded Final Fantasy 14 things with Joe Cat, that's like the sort of setup I had to use. And that when like Jan and I were doing the combo randomizer, but like remotely, we were kind of doing that via Parsec. It's getting a little close quarters in here. I think I'm going to go ahead and use that ult. Fend them off a little bit. Buy ourselves just a tiny bit of breathing room. Just got to last another 30 seconds, that's all. It's fine. Nothing to worry about. Is the game's audio starting to lag now? I'm excited to watch the VOD of this later and to see how bad it got. Poor bitrate. That's okay, the game's gonna get its revenge in a second. Well, after this run. Okay, there. Enemies are gone. Now we're to the boss. Now it should be a little bit better. A little bit. After this, let's try beating the new hardest stage. Because I don't know if I can currently. So we may have a lot of losses. There are no bits left at this rate. Die. There we go. Okay. Success. Ridiculous success. Let's spend some of that money we just earned a bunch of. I think I've got one last upgrade that I need to do. And yes. Boom. Now I think all of those are bought. So it's just sort of like character gacha and the new Hollow House stuff. We'll hold on to that for now. Let's take a crack at the hardest level. And I feel like we should only do this with one of the characters who's like fully maxed out, who's going to be going in there with like at their strongest. So, which is basically everyone from Crony over to the left. So Crony, Fails, Calliope, Kiara, Ina, that's probably a bad idea, Gura, or Watson. I'm loving how much everyone in chat is now just sort of like shocked at being able to see. It's like putting on glasses for the first time. Just really jarring suddenly having clarity on what's going on screen. Let's see. I've definitely found Kiara to be one of the easiest to win with in the past. Bale's builds can get absolutely wild if you can survive long enough to really take advantage of the special move. That's true. I did make mention of Bale's earlier, and Bale's ability to destroy bit rates. We'll try giving Bales a run, and if that fails, and realistically when that fails, I'll try with Kiara and see what happens. These are both going to be probably a good bit shorter, because the stage is hard. We'll go with this one. All right, stage 3 hard, the Halloween Castle. This will be something. There we go. So this is a new character for those of you who are new to Holocure. New character. Every character has their own weapon that's completely unique that no one else has. They also have their own special ultimate ability and like 3 special traits that are all very distinct about them. And they have their own stats. So like it results in all the characters playing very differently. Bales here is extremely RNG and luck focused. That's kind of their whole thing. So her weapon is dice that will do, like, whenever the dice hit enemies, it does, like, the damage it does is based on what number the dice roll is. And the enemies are very strong already. And sturdy. So, like, no memeing on this run. We're taking this seriously to actually... Okay. This game has danger puddles, too, by the way. If you're a Final Fantasy XIV player who likes how their boss fight mechanics go, this game uses them a lot. It's great. Let's do that, too. More dice. Okay, well, we gotta grab that. Weapon attacks will look pretty. There is no other effect. Heck yeah. Now this run's blessed, because now our dice are going to have an RGB rainbow trail. Now it's a run. Heck yeah. I did say it was going to be a no meme run, but then the first thing they handed me was the RGB stamp. So the game has said otherwise. I think we can safely eliminate that. That's not happening this time. We'll be lucky to survive to the end without goofing. I will grab this because this will get us faster levels and upgrades. Oh boy. Okay, all right. What's this? Sure, more of that. I'll take it. Let's get out of this corner. I hate it. Okay. Just keep leveling up the weapon. Stay ahead of the damage sponginess curve. If you're in this sort of position at any point where you are like retreating from enemies constantly and just trying to throw weapons back at them, that's not a great spot to be in. It probably means that they are kind of, their strength and power is surpassing yours. But in these hard mode levels, that's usually how things start. And you just kind of got to bounce back. Adds a small knockback. That's going to help a lot. Of course, now they've got a healer in their midst, which I hate. Just got to manage to reach them with my dice. This darn healer. Where are you? I'm gonna grab this too because it's gonna help us pick up more of these experience points and such to stay alive. Yep. A wider pickup range makes a big difference. Okay, dice are now maxed out. We're throwing 3 of them. They're red. That makes them go faster. Okay, the healer's down. We're starting to catch up, I feel like. But also there's just a whole horde of bombs and bats. Okay. Die. Bombs. Bombs. Oh boy, this is not ideal. Run! Okay. What do I want to start building towards? It should definitely be projectile or like weapons that are going to take the most advantage of her special, right? Let me take this, but then look at the collab list. I feel like collabs that I want to build toward, the BL Fujoshi could be a good one. The Mikomet's definitely a good one. Flattening board would be a good one. Probably Ring of Fitness as well. I feel like going for Axe and Lava is a safe bet. And I feel like going for the Mikomet and the Flattening Board are like 2 safe bets for just AoE damage. Dragonfire is also very good. That may be a good 3rd one to be getting. The Sake Super Collab is good for because it boosts crit a lot. Oh, that's a good point. I forgot about that crit boosting effect of that Sake super weapon we got last time. Well, we'll see what we get handed, huh? We're starting to one-shot some enemies, though, and that's encouraging. This could build us toward the Sake weapon, so maybe we'll take that. And more knockback never hurts. Yeah. Remind me, what does my water combine with? It's with the glow stick. Okay. So we're watching for the glow stick. And I'm going to take the bomb as well. Eh. Although, if you want to see what the special looks like, here it goes. Ah, dice. Hang on. Let's take this one. Let's lean into that special a lot, I feel like. Let's take... Actually, no. Let's wait for the pill item. The pill item will be even better for what I'm needing, I think. And that's fire. So many dice. Dice everywhere. Now imagine that, except it's all your weapons. Let's see. Some healing would be good. Yep. And also... Yep. And this. Hey, that's exactly what I wanted. Perfect. At least I think it is. Yeah, it is. It is exactly what I wanted. Game's being nice to me. I accepted Game's weird gag gift of RGB lights for my dice. And now it is rewarding me for my faith in it. Yeah. Okay. I should probably start eliminating some more items from the pool that I know I don't want. Like that one. I don't want that one. Not for this particular run. Oh, it's a lot of enemies. Attacks have a 20% chance to slow target. I'll take it for now. That's what I'm looking for. While the special meter is still charging, increase crit by 50%, which basically encourages me to use that just fire everything super move every time it comes up, because even when it's recharging, I'm getting way more crit chance. I really enjoy this item on this character. Yeah, that's so many bats. Let's see. Glow stick, I guess. We're kind of like spreading out levels across a lot of weapons right now. It's not the most ideal, but that's fine. Okay, puddles. Puddles. Eh. Those so sturdy. Yeah. Okay, this one and then glow stick, and that'll get us the sake item at least. Yeah. Hey, ghost. Oh boy, so many. Sure, and let's go ahead and use our special. Gotta use it. Ah, dice everywhere. Working as intended. Let's max out that. And, sure. And, hey, there's the board that'll combine with the bomb later. Love it. And also, weapon causes small knockback, increases knockback strength by 30% if effect already exists. I'll take it. I might replace that later, but good for now. Knockback is good when you're having to play a little defensively. That one I don't think I want. That one... I think I'll get rid of the damage over time thing. No, wait. I'll strengthen it, rather. Well. Here. Game gave us this. We'll strengthen it. Nothing happens from leveling this up. What are you expecting it to do? Rainbow harder? Yes. That's exactly what I expect, game. This one. Royal Rainbow indeed. Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, we made it to the 5-minute mark, so that's cool. A fourth of the way through. Keep the glow stick going. I do need to watch, like, keep an eye out for the sake item for the super collab, but also because, like, it just boosts our crit chance even higher, and that's really great for us. Crit damage is what this character is all about. Eh. I need more damage output. And it is time to use our special. There we go. Oh, that's so many ducks in baseball hats. We gotta. Please stop it already. It already has all the colors. We can't invent new colors. We gotta. We may not keep it the whole run, but we did this at least. No one can say we didn't give the rainbows a chance to shine. This one. Ooh, I want this. All right. We got a collab finally. There's our Snowflower Sake again. Freezing the place. Buying us a little bit of breathing room. Nah. Nah. I mean... Well, the rainbow's maxed out at least, so we can't keep dumping into that. We've already got a lot of knockback power going, I feel like. Why not? Let's put some more into it. There's our sake. Great. Got it. Yeah. Whew. Item for me. And sake, and gimme. Thank you. Keep that going. That could be helpful. I haven't really quite figured out exactly like who this particular stamp modifier is most beneficial for. For now, we'll just... I guess it's good for like having damage... all the damage you're doing to small fry around a boss also hurt a boss. slowly. Seems best on anyone with AoE or crowd killing on their primary, which, I mean, is not how ours works. You know, why not? Let's swap it in. We are going to have to contend with some probably scary boss fights in this, so let's be ready for it. And let's eliminate that and take that. I really should take another defensive item at some point. I've only got one slot left. Going for like a body pillow if I see it again would be probably good and smart to do. Danger puddles. Eh. This collab is definitely helping. It's definitely making a difference. But it's not going to keep doing it forever. Okay. So that's maxed out already, I think. So we really just need to wait for the golden hammer to be able to combine these two. Let's keep leaning into this. Yeah. No, you're right. The ult is up, isn't it? Enemies gather around. I have so many dice for you. Gimme. Nice. And sure. I don't want this, but I will use it to further level this up. Yep, let's keep this going. You know, the bonkers amount of crit damage we're doing actually makes this, that paint stamp thing that, diverts some of the damage we're doing to the small fry to the targeted enemy actually really effective, because we're probably overkilling a lot of these enemies with the big crit numbers. So just that much damage being fed over toward the boss is actually probably really working for us. I don't really want that, I don't think, because I like having really high crit chance. Hiki could be pretty good, but I'd love something that's actually more of a... I guess it's increasing our max HP, right? Giving us a little bit more. It's not that defensive, though. Like, it's kind of defensive, but I'm going to reroll on this one. Plushie's tempting. Because that basically gives us some earthbound damage, basically. I'm going to keep leveling up the weapons and just watching for the body pillow. I feel like having the defensive shield combined with the the nurse horn regen is going to cover us pretty good if we can get that combination going. Normally I would, well, I would, but I'd really like a defensive item. And I've got another experience gain item already. So I think I'm going to turn that one down, I think. Yeah. I can definitely see an argument for taking it just because it's just increasing your leveling speed even faster. And I guess eventually in combining the Asake items, we'd eventually have another slot for a defensive item. So In retrospect, probably would have been a decent idea to take that one, but... eh. Boy, they just really don't want to give me the one defensive item I'm really looking for, huh? Well, I don't want this. I do want that. Thank you, there we go. Oh yeah, I got a special to use. Fire! Hey, and there's that collab I was looking for. Delightful. We don't have the hammer yet, so we can't do the super quite yet, but soon. There we are. Flattening board. That will help with more AoE damage. Things are looking up a little bit. Headphones could work. Headphones could work as an alternative. You know what? I'll take headphones since it just doesn't want to show us the other one. Also, this might be worth swapping out either knockback or RGB. And I suspect at this point we have to stick to RGB. I think we're duty bound. Yeah, we gotta. A 100% crit rate on our main weapon. Because why not? Whoa, goodness, that's a lot of danger puddle. Let's level this up a little bit. Yipes! We should start building toward another collab, though. It's just hard to pick. Me Comet definitely would make specials a pretty spectacular mess. Yeah, we gotta do that one. I wonder if we can, there we go. That's a start. Ah, the trumpet. We're not equipping that one, but glad to see you. I feel like RGB is all the memes I can handle on this one. Wow. Oh, hey. Boss number 1 is here. Okay. Oh, and boss number 2. That's right. Both of them. And then the third final boss at the end will be something entirely new I'm not familiar with. Okay. That's a lot of stuff. It's all right. We almost got a special going, though. We took one of them out. That's something. Thank you. And keep the lava coming. Hey, all right, all right. We're through both of those too. That's surprising. Hey, and that's exactly the item I was looking for. Thanks, game. And there's the hammer. All right. We should be getting... Yes. All right. There's our... Ultra Sake. Twice in 2 runs. Wow. Also increases crit chance. Just because, you know... in case you want some more crit chance. Even though we're already kind of over 100% now, I think. That's fine. Max out the lava. And let's just start working on the axe. We're making this work. So far. I know a lot of you are wanting the doots from the trumpet. But this is already quite an audio-visual experience of a stream, I feel like. It's not great to look at. I see no reason why it must also be bad to listen to. There is a third meme stamp. The other KT. It's the one that just makes your weapon fire backwards. So if you want to go full memes, you can get a stamp that fires backwards with rainbow effects and makes a little trumpet doot sound every time. It's not doing you any practical good, but it inflicts raid-wide psychic damage, I guess, is the way to put it. There's no avoiding it, you just kind of have to heal through it. Let's throw a special out there. Fire! There's something big here, and not anymore, it's dead. Good. There's the axe, and we can get our next collab very soon. Thrilled about it. I think we got our build here, for now. We should be seeing another golden anvil pretty soon here. Oh wait, it's already out. It's over here to the far left. And then we'll have space for one more collab, if we want it. We could go glowstick fan beam and get the fancy glow sticks. That would probably fire off with our special a lot of times. I basically want anything that's going to fire off with a special a lot of times. Did I already use glowstick? Maybe I already used glowstick. Yeah, I think I did. Yes, I did. With the sake. You're right. You are correct. Okay. We could do CEO Tears and Bouncing Ball. That's one option. We might do Tear and Ball. As long as we're going just wild with the AoE out here. Yeah, let's do it. Ring of Fitness. Let's build toward it. If we can make the CEO sad enough, we'll be unstoppable. That's honestly tempting. If I was going to swap out the RGB for anything, reducing the time between the dice attacks is so tempting. But not this time. RGB for life. And now also lava meteors. Just because. I can't wait for our next special to charge. Yeah. And I'll sell that off too. All right, we're watching for the bouncy ball. That's our next target. We're actually doing kind of okay. Although we're also, like, I've never played this far, so, like, as soon as we start getting danger puddle spam and other patterns thrown at us toward the end, I've never seen any of the patterns before, so I have no idea what quite to expect. There's the bounce ball. Gimme. And this. Gone. Thanks. This is officially the Poker Night build. You got boards for cutting the pizza, pizza meteors, and dice for the game. I like that title for it. The Poker Night build. It fits. It's a little late in the run, but I could take this now. You know, why not? Better late than never. Though better early than late. Well, let's build up this last collab as fast as we can. I guess leveling up the glasses will help with that. All right, time to throw out an ultimate. This should be visually something. Fire! Yep, that is definitely the fire everything button. That's got to be my favorite ult in this entire game. It's so fun. On the one hand, I'll admit, that moment plus trumpet would have been very amusing. On the other hand, we already basically got that experience with last stream when I put the trumpet on Corone with the non-stop fist weapon, so it was just endless. It wasn't even just for the length of a special, it was forever. Endless trumpet that never stops. All right. We made it to 15 minutes just about. And we're holding steady. I'm just worried about what patterns like these or bosses might get thrown at us. Okay. Speaking of. I'm good, thank you. Same with this one. We're in a pretty good spot though. Like, we're almost to the point where we've got our build near complete. I guess once we do this last collab, we'll have one more weapon slot. After that, it's just boosting stats to survive. Alright. Level up the bounty balls. Get that last collab. Fire everything. I love it. I'm going to start recording again just so I can see how the recording does with that. I just love the ultimate on this character. Extremely fun to use. And there's the ball maxed, so we're near this last collab now. Not that one. I guess this? I don't know. There we go. Ring of Fitness. Continuously throw a ring of fitness balls and hope nobody walks in. Yep. We are filling the screen with nonsense and can't wait to see what those do with the ult. And for our last one, I guess books would probably be good to wait for, just to have a little defensive ring around us, right? I might do that one. Let's go ahead and max out the headphones for now. I don't think it's either one of these three that I want. This is a lot in terms of enemy count casually strolling by. We're very near having the special maxed out, though. There it is. Okay, well, here goes. Fire! Boy. Just everything at once. Here, we'll take this one. This would probably be a good... The book would be good as well. But this will probably play nicer with the ultimate, won't it? I guess all three of these are actually really good possibilities. It won't really matter that much, it's true. Curse does bounce, so that's a thing. But book is a ring and you get multiple projectiles. I guess we gotta lean on the multiple projectiles thing, don't we? Yeah. We'll go with it. It really does turn out that RGB was the answer. It set the right tone for this run. Shame on me for doubting the power of memes. Oh, did any of Bay's unique skills pop up? You don't remember seeing them? So, one of the reasons why I went with one of these characters who I've played a fair amount of so far is that as you use certain characters and level them up far enough, you not only kind of increase their base stats to a certain extent, you also get some benefits that will make it to where they automatically get their character-specific stuff maxed out from the start of a run, which can be a real boost for you, which helps a lot. I don't know if there's anywhere we can go to actually just like see the characters' stats and what they do for the folks who are not as familiar. There might be skills. Yeah, here we go. So Bales' built-in skills. We've got the dice as her weapon, and we've got the fire everything as her ultimate. Her traits, though, are critical hit, which critical hits will roll the same percentage chance again to deal an extended critical hit, dealing 4 times damage. So that's pretty bonkers. Down under, attacks have a 20% chance to cause the target to be upside down for 2 seconds, and while upside down, the target can't move because she's Australian. That's the joke. And also, Rat NG, increased crit chance by 30%. Can't say no to that. And yeah, that, like, having these maxed out from the start basically means you get, it's effectively getting 8 or 9 free levels that you don't have to spend getting these, right? Praise the Rat NG. Okay, that's a pattern. Those are patterns. I don't even know if y'all can see patterns on screen at this point, or anything on screen. Dan Jones just literally just now dropped a rat emote. Amazing. That's a very good emote. What's that for? What's that in reference to for Dan? I'm super curious. I've not heard of the rat. I've not seen the rat emote yet. Oh, just that rats are cute? Hey, that's good enough reason to do it. Yep, we're pretty much maxed out on everything in our build is capped out now, so we can, for these last few levels, just increase our stats a bit, like move speed, which may help with survival on the upcoming boss in 1 minute. I would spend the special now, but I'm going to hold on to it until the boss arrives. Make a strong opening argument, you know? Hey, thanks for the 7 months. Maxwell Silver. And thanks for joining for this silliness this evening / morning / noon, depending on where you're watching from, I guess. Yeah, I might do a level up for pickup range next time. Or haste. Haste is even better. Oh, is it patterns time? Yeah, it seems like. Wow, okay. That's a lot. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff coming at me. Okay. All right, all right. Chill, game. Help. Gracious. Okay, all right. That's so much danger puddles. Goodness. I don't know how many of those danger puddles y'all could see, but I assure you, it was a lot. Everywhere. And now I think the boss is here. What am I looking at? Oh, there's several of them. Oh, I'm dead already. Oh, no. That looks like, though, the bosses are like the original, like, EN cast in costumes. That was a very fast death. I think I ended up in a bad spot and got hit by a bunch all at once. I don't have a lot of defensive items, to be fair. We got close, though. We got close. It was a good attempt. And way farther than I expected that attempt to go. That's delightful. Oh, it's Halloween costumes from a music video. Oh, that's great. Good video game. Here, we'll... Oh, we've got all the characters unlocked, but we'll get some stat bumps for some here with some of our money winnings. There we go. Was that stage 2 hard? That was stage 3 hard, which I've not beaten yet, though that is the closest I've gotten. Challenging. I'll definitely beat it, though. Like, I just... I know better what to expect now. What a delight. Thank you all for joining me, though. This was fun. Fun little silly, chill Holocure stream, and now I can hydrate like I was reminded to an hour ago. Overdue. Goodness. But yeah, let's start winding down now. It's been a full day for me. And my voice could clearly use the break. Swatch over to this screen, get some tunes going again. Wind down a bit. Chat for a few. Have I gotten better at Hollow House fishing? I've only done a little bit of it. But what I've done is, like, it seems like a pretty simple rhythm game, which is definitely... that's definitely up my alley. Oh, is Dan working on Volsar right now? Rad. I'm tempted to go... I won't go. We will raid, though I feel like I should not peek. I can't help it, I'll have to peek. I'm excited to see. Vols is a character associated with the character I'm playing in Dan's Dungeons & Dragons campaign. Which we should have another session of next week. I think this time next week, over on Dan's channel, we'll be doing another session of Dan Jones and Dragons, and I look forward to it. But yeah, if y'all, if this is your introduction to the silliness of Holocure and you want to try it out, it is free and it's on Steam. So go give it a spin. Thank you all very much for joining, and for everybody who subscribed and resubscribed, and for all the bits and all that. I appreciate you all making time for this good silliness. But let's see. There's a lot of good folks streaming right now, but we gotta go check up on what Dan's doing. Let's go say hi. I want to see the art. All right. Let's go hang with the other Dan for a little bit. Here we go.